Now available. Now available. Now available.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Now Available, the internet's only streaming service podcast right here, wherever you get your podcasts. I'm one of your hosts, Adam Howard, and with me, as always, is Ricky Attinger. How you doing today, Ricky?
Hey, yo, what's up? What's up?
What's up?
What's up? Did we do that last week, too?
We did.
What's up? I love that. All right, so for this week's show and tell, I would like to read off my Letterboxd reviews, okay?
Okay.
So I forgot that I had wrote these. I have 3 reviews for 3 genre-defying movies that came out in 2019. I'll read the oldest one first. The first one I must have written was for Uncut Gems. Okay. A hectic roller coaster ride of stress and anxiety. I give this film 1 large Coke Zero and 1 bag of peanut M&Ms. Which is, I don't know, I've had this joke forever about how I rank, or like how I rate movies with like the snacks that I get when I go to the movies. So, like, a lot, like, on my Twitter, like, I have Cornboy Reviews, the hashtag, and pretty much all of them, I give all the films that I watch 1 large Coke, 1 Coke Zero, 1 Junior Mint, shit like that. All right, so the second one.
Now you're just making me hungry for, like, movie theater food and, like, sitting down in, like, a nice, like, just leather chair watching a movie in theaters. I feel like just super nostalgic at the moment.
The best was the summer that I moved to Portland, and I went to the movies every week that I was there. So the first time I went, I was like, can I get a thing of Junior Mints? And the woman's like, oh, do you want them cold? Like, they would leave them in the freezer. So
what?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Oh, dude, it was so cool. I think I went and saw Guardians of the Galaxy, and I get my Junior Mints, and they're cold. I'm sitting there, I'm munching on them, but my hand was super hot. It was the middle of summer, so they kind of like melted at the bottom, and it came out as 1 gigantic Junior Mint. Yeah, dude, it was crazy. They also served ice cream and like wine and beer and stuff. It was wild. All right, so let me read the second review here. For Weathering With You, which is an anime movie. A cute anime love story with incredible animation. That's it. And then the last one that I wrote was for Knives Out, 2019. A modern-day whodunit with an all-star cast. While fun and challenging, a missed opportunity to release the film with multiple endings, like the theatrical release of Clue, 1985.
I think we did talk about that at one point.
Mm-hmm. Even back in 2019, I knew that Clue was going to be number 1 on this. It was going to be up there.
It's not number 1.
It's number 1 in our hearts. Yeah, so of the 4 movies that I have added to my thing, the only one I didn't write a review for was 1917.
That movie's so good.
Yeah, it was very good. I think it's on HBO. I've been meaning to watch it again.
I don't know if it's on HBO. I definitely know it's on my shelf though.
Oh, I think it was on HBO. Maybe it's on some. I think I swore it was on some.
Yeah, so I think you're right with HBO.
Yeah,
so I think it was Warner Brothers that did it.
Or was it Dunkirk that got added to HBO?
Dunkirk did.
Yeah,
you're right with that.
Yeah, so Letterboxd is kind of cool. But my films, my watch list. I have 1 movie in my watch list. Would anyone like to take a guess as to what that 1 movie is? And I'll give you
Parasite.
It came out in 2019. It's not Parasite.
It's not Parasite though.
Yep. And this is a movie that I have not watched to this day.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
No, what? I love that movie. The Lighthouse.
Oh, you haven't seen The Lighthouse?
I know. I'm doing myself a disservice by
It's
not
on
watching.
Prime. It's on Amazon Prime. You don't have to pay for it or anything.
I know I'm not the only one who
It's
does
a weird
this.
movie.
Yeah, I heard it was weird.
What?
But I know I'm not the only one that does
It's
this.
very weird.
But like, I'll be super excited for a movie to come out, and then if I miss that window when it's like in the theater or like hot, I'll never go back to watch it for some reason. Because I did it with this Lighthouse. I know it's readily available, and I'm currently doing it with Sonic. Like, I wanted to see Sonic so bad.
I was hoping we'd get it for this week to watch it, but we didn't, unfortunately.
Yeah, I want.
It's on Hulu.
Yeah, that's the thing, is it's readily available. I can easily watch it.
Out of the two of us seeing Sonic in the theater, I didn't think it would be me, but it was me.
Dude, I was so stoked to see
But that's
it.
what
I
you get when
wanted
the Regal Pass.
to. Oh, that's awesome.
Because that's basically what I did. Like when I was actually at school, like living in a dorm, is I had the Regal Pass and I just go see movies
Oh my god.
because like I had nothing else to do. That's how I saw 1917, Uncut Gems, Sonic. I'm trying to think what other ones I saw. Ford v Ferrari, Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. But I had like months where I had that subscription and like didn't use it, and then like within like a matter of like a small amount of time, I used it like just a ton.
Yeah.
But it's nice because you get like money off of snacks and stuff like that too with it.
That was the
I
unlimited
miss the
one?
Regal. Yeah, well they have like 3 or 4 different ones. I have like the most expensive one because in Ithaca they only had the that theater would only work with like the most expensive pass or whatever, which is like $22 a month. But if you go to see a movie, even twice a month, it's still
Oh yeah.
way cheaper than just paying outright for the movie.
Did it cover like the 3D and like the IMAX movies?
No, you had to pay. You had to
No,
pay a little bit
IMAX.
extra for it, but I think it was like maybe $3 or something like that for it.
Oh, it's totally worth
It
it.
wasn't much at all. Yeah. Well, and even before that, I had Movie Pass, and then that kind of like shit the bed. So I was like,
Dude, when MoviePass was moving, it was so fucking awesome. It was the coolest thing of all time.
dude, it was awesome.
It was so sick. Bam!
I saw so many movies with Movie Pass. I have my card somewhere. I don't know where it is, but it's somewhere.
Yeah, I might frame this thing. This is like, I mean, this is history right here.
Mm-hmm.
I wish, yeah, there was a minute where like, yeah, it was perfect. We were going to movies 3-4 times a week. There was no reason to, but then there was a minute where like, once it started to change, where they're like, oh, you can only see 1 movie a month, or, you know, you can see 2
Yeah,
movies.
you could. Yeah, there was like.
That was
Yeah. What? That's when it went downhill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I saw tons of movies with that thing too.
R.I.P. Movie Pass.
Yeah, any pass or anything. Yeah. Now there's like other stuff for different specific theaters, which if you have one close to you, highly recommend doing that, even though you can't really go at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, I was pretty okay
But
with
I
the
think-
last movie that I saw in theaters being Tenet.
Mm-hmm. Last movie I saw in theaters, Wonder Woman, 1984.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Dude, I'm just waiting for theaters to open back up again, like to a regular capacity where you don't have to like worry about all this shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I miss the movie so much.
It was a weird feeling, like, when we went and saw Tenet, knowing the last time that I had went to the movies was, like, we didn't know that was the last time we were going to the movies.
Yeah, right.
It's that, I feel like I see this all the time, people saying, like, the last time you went to the playground, you didn't know that was going to be the last time you went to the playground. And it's like, oh,
Right.
yeah, that's real shit, because you grow up. But, like, but like this, we didn't know any of that.
Right. Honestly, like I think Isn't like New York City theater supposed to like start opening relatively soon too? I thought that it was like this month or something like that.
Ooh, I don't know.
It could be wrong. I thought I saw something about that at some point, but I don't know.
I haven't really been keeping up with movie theater stuff just because everything's coming to streaming, which is like perfect.
Yeah, it's nice like from like a luxury point of view where you just can kind of chill and watch it whenever you feel like it.
Yeah.
But I miss the movie theater experience, dude. Like if I had the money and the space, I would build a home theater. Like 100%.
Yeah. That's top level dream. Dream house is a movie theater.
Hmm.
Yeah, that would be fucking sick, dude. Oh, I meant to ask you this last week about the movies too, because Spider-Man, they're like, oh, it's only coming to the movie theater. How is that
Yeah.
gonna work?
It's it's gonna be next December, so by then I think they're it's more so a hopeful thing that like everybody's gonna get their vaccines by then,
Mm-hmm.
like or it's gonna be herd immunity and all that sort of stuff. So I think that's kind of what they're trying to do is make it so everybody can get in there and see it.
Yeah, just keep pushing it, and pushing it, and pushing it.
Hmm.
That's when when I
Like,
saw that it was
but
coming to the theaters only, that was the first thing I thought of was like, oh, it's gonna get pushed once that date comes and not every theaters are open or people aren't going or whatever. There he goes. Every week, I love this, dude. I love it every week.
every week. Um. Yeah. The other interesting thing is Black Widow's still only like supposed to be coming to theaters, and that comes out like I think it's May 5th, but I can't remember. And there's like two other Marvel movies in between that and Spider Man.
What are the other two? Oh,
Eternals and Shang-Chi, I believe.
oh yeah. I was really excited for Shang-Chi. I thought that was gonna be sick.
That one's gonna be pretty cool.
Oh, the other thing I was thinking about too at the end of WandaVision was like they all the other movies that are supposed to be coming out, is it gonna be like, and not just Marvel movies, but like movies in general, like all the studios, are they gonna put out like multiple new movies a week once the theaters are completely open? Is it gonna be like each week we're gonna get 4 new movies?
I don't think they're gonna do it that way because I think what's gonna happen is Warner Brothers is releasing the movies they have, so they're not really waiting on those. But like the other studios, since production got stopped and backed up, I think they aren't gonna like they're gonna do like a slow release of each month until like they can get their slate back on track for when they're like trying to release everything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was thinking because like I watched some video and it was like top 10 most anticipated horror movies that are supposed to come out. And it was like movies I completely forgot about, like Antlers and Spiral, A Quiet Place 2, Don't Breathe 2, like all these, like I don't know, just movies I completely forgot about. So I was like, if I have forgotten about these movies that I was excited for, like what about all the movies I didn't care about that I forgot about? And so each week,
Exactly.
yeah, each week is there going to be 3 or 4 new movies, like like in the summertime when they're just pumping them out, like all your big stupid action movies or whatever.
Right.
Yes, I'm excited to
It'll
see.
it'll be interesting to see.
For sure. Yeah, I'm excited. I wish they would just put everything on streaming. Like, give it to us now.
I do, but I don't. I I do want to watch all this stuff now, but like I am like I'm a film student and stuff like that, so like I have kind of like this purist idea of like watching cinema in the theater and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Which like I know is kind of like I want to say arrogant, but arrogant is not the word I'm looking for. Like kind of like more like highbrow and stuff like that, where it's like I want to see my movies in the cinema, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, I'll take what I can get on streaming and stuff like that. There's still stuff I got to go back and watch that I missed that's been released on streaming.
Uh-huh.
But yeah,
Like Sonic.
I'll take what I can at home, and I'll take whatever they'll give me in theaters.
Okay.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
So, Ricky, what have you been watching this week?
What have I been watching? I'm back on my New Girl kick, so I've been watching a lot of New Girl. I watched WandaVision, of course, so finished that up.
Mm-hmm.
Was there any movies of note that I watched? Oh, I watched Cool World. Have you ever seen this?
I've heard of it. I don't know if I've ever seen it.
Okay,
Let me look it up.
It's like Brad Pitt is like a 1940s like army guy.
Oh.
He comes home from the war or whatever. He's riding a motorcycle with his mom, gets hit by a car, and then he's like on the side of the road like freaking out. A cartoon like doctor guy like opens a rip in like in between the cartoon world and the real world, and Brad Pitt gets sucked into the cartoon world. It's very bad.
Oh gosh.
It's from 93, I think. 93 or 92.
92.
Okay.
92.
So it's kind of like Who Framed Roger
It's
Rabbit.
got 4% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, it's bad. It's very bad. The whole thing is like, there's this one woman. They're called doodles, and there's a doodle. She's like real sexy and like she's always like, her whole thing is she's always dancing, and she looks like a person while everyone else in the cartoon world looks like a cartoon. Like there's a rabbit. There's there's like wolves with like pinstripe like gangster suits on. Whatever. She wants to be a real person, and like she wants to go into the human world, but to do that she has to have sex with a human. It's so fucking weird, dude. It's so bad.
It's yeah.
I don't know why I watched it. It was like, I think it was on Amazon, and I was just kind of like,
Yeah, it's on Amazon.
yeah, I was like bored, and I was like, I'll just put something on for like background noise, and then I ended up like actually watching it. It's like, this sucks so bad. What else did I watch? I need to keep a list. Because now I can't remember. I know I've watched other shit. I think I watched Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. Yeah, I definitely watched that. I like going through all like the really bad movies. I wish there was a category on like Amazon or Hulu or whatever, just like bad.
Well, just go to Rotten Tomatoes. Just scroll all the way down to the bottom and be like, worst movies on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's a good idea too. Yeah, Cool World sucks. I'm sorry if anyone out there likes that movie. I'm sorry, but it's bad. What have you been watching?
So I watched last night. I watched the new Coming to America movie on Amazon Prime. It's all right. I don't think it's anywhere near as funny as the original one is, but it's still pretty funny. It's Eddie Murphy doing Eddie Murphy things. So like if you're not familiar with the story, it's Eddie Murphy, the King Akeem finds out he has a son, so he has to go back to America to get a son because the rival nation thinks he's weak and like will kill him if he doesn't get his son back and stuff like that to try and unite the kingdoms or whatever. And so I think the funniest joke in this movie is they continually Eddie Murphy, King Akeem, continually refers to his son as his bastard son, just like over and over again, like just every single time, like he's referring to him. Like there's this one point where like he has 3 daughters and he's introducing them. He's like, first daughter, this is my bastard son. Second daughter, this is my bastard son. Third daughter, and she's like, he's your bastard son. We get it.
My bastard son. That's awesome.
Yeah, so like there's some funny parts in it. Like I said, I definitely think the first one's better. But yeah, I watched that. I watched. I forgot to bring it up last week, but I watched The Little Things before it left HBO Max,
Oh yeah,
and
what do
that
you think?
was. I thought it was. I didn't think it was the best thing in the world. I thought it was pretty good. I definitely liked all the nighttime cinematography and stuff like that, like all the shots in the night and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Like specifically when he goes in the apartment across the street and he's like pulling up the window shades and stuff like that, looking through there,
Yeah.
and how that's lit and everything. I think the cinematography is great. The story I think is all right. Jared Leto's performance in it is like super creepy and but super cool. Um,
He really
Jared
he's
Leto's
so
something else.
yeah, he's so cool, but you know he's just like gross. Like everything about him is creepy as fuck. But he plays it off so
Mhm.
cool and you're like you don't know how to feel about him.
Yeah, I think it's a cool story, kind of showing like the kind of like the demons that wear on a person who's like a detective and stuff like that and has to deal with all this different stuff. Um, yeah, I didn't think it was the greatest detective movie in the world, but I definitely thought it was cool and a cool perspective. The performances were good, cinematography was great, all that sort of stuff.
Mhm.
Um, what else did I watch? I finished out WandaVision like you did, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Um, but yeah, I think that's all. I want to say that's all I watched this week. I could be missing something, but that's probably it.
Yeah. I feel like I've watched
Yeah,
so many
so
things, but I can't remember any
mhm,
of them.
yeah. Speaking about something we watched, let us show you this week's shirt for now
Oh, I
available.
forgot about the shirt. Okay.
We have the real cesium was the friends we made along the way shirt on TeePublic. So go over to that page. You can get that shirt. You can get the sticker. You can get whatever else you want from it. So yeah, that's the new shirt. It actually has our logo on it. You can see like right there. We've
Wow.
got the logo on the shirt. It's very small and very tiny and doesn't have the words around it. But we have a logo now on our official merchandise page. So go check that out. Buy the shirt. I think it's probably one of our best shirts.
The real CC.
Yeah, so go check that out.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Originally before we recorded last week's episode, I was gonna make the shirt that says "Ego is not your amigo,"
Uh-huh.
but then you said the real CC was the friends we made along the way, and I'm like, that has to be the shirt. It has to be the shirt.
That one's like it's so I don't know. Because if people didn't watch that movie, they would never know what cesium was or cesium was unless they're like a fucking scientist or something. So like if you were wearing that
Right.
shirt and somebody saw it and they'd be like, "What the fuck? What is this? What are you talking about?" Oh, that's great.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, I love that. That's great.
That I think is one of my favorite shirts on the shop. Um, but yeah. Also, the Golden Globes happened this week. That's something else I watched.
Oh, they did?
Yep. Nomad Land won Best Dramatic Picture as well as Best Director. Sacha Baron Cohen won Best Comedic Actor or Leading Comedic Actor as well as Best Comedy Film for Borat 2.
Hell yeah.
So that was cool. Chadwick Boseman won Best Actor in a Dramatic Role for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of other people that won. Those were like the most significant ones. Soul won two Golden Globes. They won one for Best Animated Movie and Best Soundtrack. Yeah, those are the biggest, like, my biggest, like, ones that are takeaways and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because after seeing that, I'm like, I really need to get around to watching the second Borat movie.
Dude, it's very
'Cause I haven't
good.
watched it yet. Like, I started at one point, and, like, I don't know why I didn't finish it, but, yeah, I got to get back around to that.
I think I've watched it twice. It's not as it's good. It doesn't have that same like effect as the first one did, but it's still like
Mhm.
somehow still funny. Like
Mhm.
kind of
I
like
like,
well, go ahead. Sorry.
they're showing a clip from the movie, and it's like, what is more harmful, the virus or I think it was the liberals or the Democrats or something like that,
Uh-huh.
where Borat's in like the two guys' house or whatever.
Yeah. We-
And that moment was pretty funny, and I'm like, just for that moment alone, I want to watch this movie.
It's funny, dude. It's cool because it takes place like before COVID, and then like COVID happens while the movie's still going on. So like the second half of the movie is all about, well, not all about it, but that plays like a big role in it. It's
Of
just
that, yeah.
kind of cool.
hmm
The fucking Borat, dude. What is No Man's Land?
So it's about like this group of people called like American Nomads or something like that. Um, it like people traveling across the country and whatnot. It's about the person that like loses everything after the recession in 2008 or something. It's like traveling the country,
Oh.
and it stars Frances McDormand. It's actually on Hulu. Hello,
Yeah, you're frozen. Am I frozen?
hello. You still there, Ricky?
Yeah, you can't hear me. Oh, you're back.
Hello.
Yeah, you were. Was I frozen too? Oh, here we go. Happening again. Hello?
Hello.
Every time I say, "Am I frozen?" you freeze or disappear.
Like you froze for me, and I just kept talking because I didn't know if it was on my end or not. So, Nomad Land is like this movie about like American nomads in the present day and stuff like that. People that like travel across the country and stuff like that, living off of what they have. And it stars Frances McDormand. It's actually on Hulu right now. I got to get around to watching it. That one like is supposed to be really really good. Yeah. So that's basically it.
Okay. Yeah, I need to check this out because I didn't pay attention to the thing at all, like the awards at all. So I don't even know what was what. Also, is your camera off?
No.
Okay, because you have a gray. You just grayed out on my screen. Oh. Uh-oh. Coming back. Okay.
Does it work now?
Yeah.
We good now?
Are you frozen?
Did you see me?
Yes. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yeah, I can hear you and I can see you.
Okay.
Okay, time to get the show back on the road.
Yeah, let's
This
keep
week
moving.
was the final episode of WandaVision, which I don't think we talked about episode 8 or 9. Which the big reason we pushed this episode recording today, I think, is to make sure we get the WandaVision finale thing out in a reasonable time. So if you haven't watched WandaVision, go watch it. Come back. If you haven't watched it, what have you been doing? You've been living under a rock. Please go watch it. It's on Disney Plus. You pay $6.90 or yes, like $6.99 or something like that. You watch it all at one time. What are you doing with your life? So now that we're into spoiler territory, Ricky, what'd you think of WandaVision, the last 2 episodes?
Did we talk about? Yeah, we didn't talk about last week's, where she was going through the like gauntlet of like her origin story, pretty much.
Right. Yeah.
Which I thought all that was really cool. I think like Agatha was really cool. And the way that episode ends, where she has the kids on those like ropes, and she's like, "You're the Scarlet Witch," which I feel like. I mean, I'd like that they acknowledge that, like now that they're saying like, "Oh, this is who this character is," even though we've known all along.
With the magic and stuff.
Yeah,
right.
I feel like they've called her the Scarlet Witch before this. I could be wrong.
I feel like they did too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be wrong, but I feel like they did, which is weird. But
yeah, it seems like a reveal way too late. Like it should have. I don't know. That's just how I felt. Maybe because I knew that already going in that was her character.
Right.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So this week's episode, What are you gonna say?
Well, I don't know if it's just me that feels like this or if it's like a common feeling, but it feels like the Scarlet Witch, what they did with it is basically made it the Phoenix Force. Like from the X-Men and stuff like that. Because that's what it feels like, because I don't think that's how she is in the comics. because I think it's just a mutant gene that gives her magical powers, but I could be wrong. Because even with like the her flying down and stuff like that, it looked like something from the Phoenix Force sort of thing. So I didn't know if that was going to play into that or whatnot.
Yeah.
But that's what it reminded me of a lot. And I haven't seen anybody talking about it, and I'm like, it's weird, but maybe I just don't know something about the comics.
Yeah, or maybe they changed it from the comics.
Right, yeah.
That might also be it. Yeah, because it's hard to tell unless you read every fucking book and you know every character, every iteration of that character, it's going to be hard to tell what's being changed and what's not.
Right.
Okay, so the season finale, I woke up, so I go to work at 6. Usually I get up at around like 5:30ish. I got up Friday at 4:30 so I could watch it before I went to work. And I thought it was really cool. The Vision on Vision battle was really cool. Their whole back and forth about the ship of Theseus or whatever. I didn't know what that was until later in the day. And I was thinking about it like the rest of the day once I realized like what it was. Do you know what this is?
No, I'm not sure what it is.
Okay, so it's like a thought experiment where if a ship has over time has had all of its original pieces replaced, is it the same ship? And I was like, oh, like, well, yeah, is it like what makes it an original ship, or your car,
right.
or you know what I mean, or your computer, or you know something that you're building where you're replacing parts? Is it still that? I don't know. It was really cool. But that was their whole like when they're floating in the circle, like that's what they're talking about.
Right.
Yeah. So I thought that was really cool. The white Vision I thought was cool. And then, you know, he's like, I am Vision, he blasts off. So it was like, okay, cool, he's gonna be back. Like there's no way they just throw him away.
Right, yeah, absolutely. I think the really cool thing about the white Vision is like you can hear like in the sound design of the episode that like when the white Vision hits the regular Vision, it like you can hear it hit harder and like it sounds more metallic than like the normal Vision's punches do.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Like it feels like there's more weight. It feels like there's more weight behind it. I was listening to it. I'm like, this is pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Because like it feels heavier. Yeah.
Or more machine. Like, you know, if I were to punch something, it's gonna be like you're gonna get that fleshy, soft sound versus like a bat hitting something. Oh, that's really cool.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought that was neat. I really liked that. I didn't really like what they did with Quicksilver. How he was just like, oh, this is just a guy playing a character. It just happens to be Evan Peters playing Ralph Boner or whatever his name is. He's not the Quicksilver from the X-Men. Which I felt like kind of changes what everyone's idea of what the X-Men were going to be.
Right, yeah. I think it's going to be completely...
Yeah, or how they were going to tie the X-Men characters that we already know into the MCU.
Yeah, I saw something, like a rumor the other day that said, like, they're supposed to... Like, it's rumored that Marvel's going to be doing, like, an X-Men movie called, like, Mutants or something like that.
Oh.
Like, coming down the line at some point. And I thought that was weird and also interesting. So I don't know if that's true or not, but I just read a headline somewhere that said that.
Oh, interesting.
So I don't know.
Maybe they were talking about New Mutants, too. The follow-up to the hit movie New Mutants. What else did I like about the episode? The end credit stuff was really cool. I feel like the internet.
I was hoping for something.
Oh, sorry. The internet kind of got me hyped up for like, oh, something big is gonna happen. And it didn't, and it didn't really need to. Like, this was her whole story. Like, there didn't need to be, you know, like the Deus Ex Machina or whatever, like from a play. Like, The God character didn't
I
come down
thought
and
I
fix
thought there was
everything.
gonna
Sorry.
I thought there was gonna be. Oh no, you're good. I thought there was gonna be something. Yeah, something bigger, like something to have. Well, I go on Instagram or I was on Twitter the other day before I watched the episode, and I see like Mephisto's trending, Reed Richards is trending, and different stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is this spoiling something? So I kept like in the episode, I was kept waiting for it, and it was like nothing. I was like, okay, it's fine. Yeah, I think it was a solid episode. I don't think it was my favorite episode in the series at all, but that's because like the big draw of the series is having everything revealed, um, which the show is pretty cool in that that like it does have those little reveals in this episode, but it doesn't have like the overall reveals. Like it reveals of the different like hexes in the fighting and stuff like that, or the runes that stop Agatha for being powerful and different things like that, as well as like all the different like kind of darker stuff with Wanda and controlling the townspeople and whatnot. So there's some interesting stuff going on for sure. I think probably the strongest part of the episode for me though was the very end with the family and having Wanda say goodbye to him.
Oh yeah, it was tough.
As the hex is closing in. Yeah, that was a tough thing to watch. But it was really well done, and I really like the way they did it.
Yeah, it's. I remember because when I was watching, I was like, man, how many times are gonna kill fucking Vision? Like, how many times am I gonna have to watch? Like, Vision was one of my favorite dudes, so I'm like, how many times are gonna watch my man die? Like, this sucks.
As of right now, 3.
Yeah, it's like, come on, this sucks so bad. But yeah, the ending was very powerful. And it's a cool story. Did you? So when I watched it, I told my friend that watches it, she didn't watch the either end credit. She had to go back and watch them. Like she just didn't know that there was end credit scenes. So I was like, she said the first one where she goes into the movie theater, Monica. Like, how cool would it have been if Captain Marvel was in the movie theater? Like if she was just chilling in there, and then that girl brings her, the squirrel brings her in.
Well, I was waiting for something with like the Fantastic Four to happen in there, or like Nick Fury to come out of the shadows, or something like that.
Yeah.
But I think setting up for Secret Invasion, like the Secret Invasion storyline, is cool. Because we got some of that in Spider-Man Far From Home, like at the very end and stuff like that with Talos and whatnot. Then we got it in this one. Because they announced that for Disney Plus. I don't know when it comes out, but that'll be interesting to see.
Ooh.
But we have in 2 weeks, Disney Plus is back with Winter Soldier and Falcon.
That's gonna be so sick.
Which will be cool.
And then in June, isn't that Loki?
I think May's Loki.
Really? I thought it was June.
I could be wrong.
It's gonna be like back to back to back.
Yeah. Plus with like movies in there too. Like there's gonna be movies as well as like the shows coming out. So there's gonna be a lot of Marvel. And this will be the real test to see if there's like superhero fatigue like start to happening and stuff like that with all these stories.
June 11th is Loki first
June
episode.
11th, okay.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be so
cool.
sick. I can't wait.
Speaking of Loki, this week we watched High Rise with Tom Hiddleston as the main character.
Tommy Hiddleston as the titular High Rise.
I almost made that joke and then I decided not to. I'm glad you made it though. So High Rise was released on March 18th, 2016. It was directed by Ben Wheatley, as well as the screenplay was by Amy Jump. It was based on High Rise by J.G. Ballard. I don't know who he is. But it stars Tom Hiddleston, Jeremy Irons, Sienna Miller, Luke Evans, Elizabeth Moss. And it had a budget of approximately $8 million and a box office of $4.1 million. So, Ricky, what did you think of High Rise this week?
High Rise. Okay, so I really liked the beginning. I thought the beginning was really cool. Like they're showing him, he's got his shirt's all bloody and he's like all dirty and he's like, it's post-apocalyptic world. Like what the hell's going on? He's cooking the dog. So I'm like, okay, cool. This is awesome. Like maybe there's like some sort of like zombie apocalypse broke out, or like the crazies are out there or whatever, and everyone's kind of like living in this apartment building. And they're just trying to like make it work or whatever. Then it's like 3 months earlier, and then it shows him, it's like the 70s, and he's like he just moves into the apartment, he's looking all sharp. Everything is really like Pleasantville weird, like the way all their cars are parked the same direction, and like I don't know, it's just really weird. I liked that whole setup, and then I like how the middle, it just kind of shows how they interact. Like the people at the top kind of interact with like the lower level people. Reminded me a lot of Snowpiercer. Like, how the classes are broken up, like in the society or whatever, or of whatever the vehicle is, the train, the apartment building, whatever. I like how it's all like kind of self-sufficient. Like there's a gym, there's a grocery store, there's a pool, of course, and then like there's all the parties and all that shit. Like, so I thought that was really cool. What I didn't like is like after all that setup, everything starts to like change and the people start acting really fucking weird, and they never explain what's the catalyst for them to start acting weird. Like what? Like
I think the big thing is like the injustice of like not having power, not being treated equally as the upper levels, even though they're paying as much and that sort of thing.
So with that though, why didn't they just leave?
I don't know. It's a great question.
Yeah. So my thoughts were like, okay, now the people at the top are like, hogging all the power or whatever. The lower level people don't get the power. And then they're like trying to go back and forth about who's throwing the bigger, better party or whatever. And then it turns into like this weird violence, like where they beat the shit out of what's his name in the grocery store.
Luke Evans.
Yeah. Oh, and the one dude has a BAFTA. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't notice that.
When they're in the grocery store and they're gonna fight that guy, they all have like different weapons, and the one dude is holding a BAFTA, which I thought was super funny. I was like, what is that? I know what that. It's missing the one eye, like the one eye hole is cut out. And I'm like, I know what that award is, but what the hell is it? And then I have looked up his BAFTA. Okay, anyways.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, there's like this back and forth going on, whatever. When the one guy jumps off of the building and he crashes into the car, the outside world never does anything. Like they don't interact with the outside world. Like the cops never.
Right. Yeah. They talk about that in the movie too, and it at the one point where the one cop does show up, like Jeremy Irons is like, yeah, it's a mess. It should be easy to clean up. We can just sweep it under the rug. And then the one guy's like, okay. Like, so I think it's implied that like he pays off the cops and stuff like that to not worry about like what they're doing. Is that I thought the insinuation of what that was there.
That's interesting. Yeah, because they can leave. Because they come and go. Like, they go to work and stuff. But why not just not live there anymore? Like, the place is on fire. There's no power. There's garbage everywhere. People are getting, like, killed and, like, sexually assaulted and, like, all sorts of crazy shit. So, I was confused as to why they started acting like that.
Yeah.
So maybe that's
in the book. Yeah, that might be in the book to like explain better or more in depth on kind of what happens there with it.
yeah, so I like that, or I didn't like that aspect of it. And then Tom Hiddleston, the way that like he kind of devolves as from being like, you know, the doctor or whatever, to at the end where he's like covered in paint. But like, what does he do? Like, what is he doing? Is he gonna leave, or is he going to? Because it seemed like he was cleaning up his act. Like he kind of snapped out of it, but then he didn't. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah,
it
it's
started
really
off
weird.
really strong, but then at the end it just kind of like got weird.
Yeah, I think definitely like from a technical lens, like looking at this film, I think like the cinematography and like the shots and everything like that and the acting are great. I think the story is really like the parts of the movie that suffer the most, where there's like all these weird different like jumps in logic and different things like that and kind of what's going on. I think certain parts are pretty cohesive, like you said, like the beginning and stuff like that, but then it does kind of like taper off and get really, really weird at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what some. Oh yeah, like so that scene I thought was really funny. I thought something really bad was gonna happen when they're at that birthday party and what's his name like rallies up all the kids and they go down to the pool.
Yeah, Luca.
Yeah. So the dog ends up getting killed, which I thought was weird. Like they pushed that dog in the
Yeah.
pool, but then it drowns. Like all
Well,
those people were there and they didn't see the dog in the pool.
no, Luke, like it's shown really quickly, but Luke Evans' character drowns the dog.
Oh.
Like you see him like strangling the dog in it. Like it's a quick
Oh.
like clip.
Yeah. So okay. So I totally missed that.
Hmm.
But I thought something like I thought the elevator was gonna explode because it had all those kids in it, and I was like, okay. The girl that lives above him with the son Toby, the little kid with the glasses.
Hmm.
What's his deal? Why is he so fucking weird?
I think it's because he's supposed to be really smart, like his dad, who is Royal, who runs the or who's the architect.
Uh-huh.
So I think he's supposed to be weird and eccentric, kind of like that.
Oh, okay.
And you're supposed to be like, oh, that's why he acts that way because his dad's like that or something.
There's
That's my best guess.
yeah, I mean that's better than my guy. I had no idea. 'Cause I just thought he was like a weird little kid because they show him talking about batteries and he's like putting something together. So I'm like, oh, this kid's making a fucking bomb. Like they're gonna blow up the building or something. Like something weird is gonna happen like that. Yeah, so it was weird.
There's the other weird moment with that kid is where Tom Hiddleston and the one where we're like having sex on the balcony and the kid just walks out. I'm like, oh my god.
That part blew my mind because it wasn't like they were acting as if no one else in that building was there. So they're like, okay, we're gonna go for it. Like we're gonna do this, and it's gonna be loud, and we're gonna be screaming. The fucking doors.
And we're gonna be hanging off the balcony.
They're hanging off the balcony. The door is wide fucking open. It's like all that's covering it is like a curtain, and then yeah, the kid comes out, and then the babysitter comes out. So it's like you can clearly hear what they're doing out there. Like it wasn't
Right.
hidden at all.
Yeah, that was a weird scene. The other weird thing was when Tom Hiddleston like fell asleep on the balcony with the thing over his crotch and like the towel on his head. It's like, what? Why are you just randomly naked?
Yep.
He's just like chilling out there naked, and then the woman above him and Luke Evans are just staring down, watching.
I just moved into a new apartment. Okay, cool. We got this really cool balcony, but the people above me can totally look down and see me. I think I'm gonna get naked, cover my shit up with a magazine, and take a hot nap. Yeah, then he almost gets killed with like a champagne bottle, right? Is that what gets knocked off, or is it a glass?
I think it's a glass. I don't remember.
Because something gets knocked off, and yeah, and that's what scares him awake. But like, what? Nobody would do that. 70s are
Yeah.
wild.
Well, the weird thing is, like, the building doesn't look 70s other than, like, the decor in some of the apartments, as well as the suit that what's his face is wearing does not look 70s either. Tom Hiddleston's suit, it does not look like a 70s suit. It looks like a modern suit.
Yeah.
And then everybody else is like living in the 70s. It's very weird.
It does look really modern. It's like very sleek and like slim to him and like very sharp. But yeah, it looks weird. The building reminded me of in Dread, like the mega cities. Like it has like such a weird, you would never see that. Because at first I thought it was like in the future. I didn't realize it was in the 70s.
Yeah, I thought it was like in some sort of like weird future or like some sort of like 70s future where everything is still 70s, even though it's like the future or whatever.
Yeah, like retro.
Because like
future.
you get you get Tom Hiddleston who looks like a normal dude, and then you get Luke Evans who's like straight out of the 70s, sideburns, long hair, the mustache, and everything. It's
he was
weird.
he was really good, Luke Evans. I liked him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Even though his character was kind of like gross, but he was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like this movie like has really good actors in it, like for like a weird little movie. Like because like Elizabeth Moss, who was in Mad Men and The Invisible Man and Handmaid's Tale and all this different stuff is in it, and like Luke Evans, who's like a big time actor too, and Jeremy Irons, who just played Ozymandias, as well as like he's played Scar and different stuff like that, and like all these different things. It's like a weird movie that I could definitely see this movie like in the next like 5 to 10 years becoming like a cult classic sort of movie.
Really?
Like it reminds me like a lot like Odd Thomas in that sense, where it's like a really well made movie, and like if it finds its audience, it's gonna be really big. But like for now, because it came out and like not many people saw it or it wasn't like a big deal or anything like that, it kind of like fell under the radar, especially because of how weird a movie it is.
Yeah. I was wondering if maybe, because I'm looking at the IMDb and it's talking about like the book, which I didn't know it was based on a book, but how it kind of like this one person's review was saying that like the book has been, people like knew the book would be unfilmable because it's too big or like there's a lot going on, so to boil that down for a movie would be like super hard. But also I think there's a lot of stuff that we miss because it has to do with like the 70s and like Britain. Like maybe there's some nuances that we don't know about that happened over there during that period of time, and like this movie is kind of like exposing that. Because this, and what made me think about that was like the end of this person's review was saying that the words at the end of the movie are from Margaret Thatcher, former Prime Minister of Britain, who like ramped up the divisions between the rich and the poor in the 80s. So like you can see like okay, that kind of like makes sense as to why the people at the top were treating the people on the bottom so poorly, other than just like
because it's very clearly a metaphor for class division and stuff like that. Like you watch it and you're like, yeah, this is what the movie's trying to say.
It's, that your parasites, your Snowpiercer, your and now your high rise. You know what I mean? Yeah, but it's Tom Hiddleston does a great job. Luke Evans is probably my favorite. Elizabeth Moss, I wish she had more to do, other than just be the pregnant.
Yeah, she doesn't have enough to do. What she has to do is be pregnant and then have sex with Tom Hiddleston and then have a baby.
So I also thought they were gonna kill her. That scene where they're like carrying her up the stairs, or she's like trying to make her way up the stairs. I thought they were gonna pick her up and throw her off the thing. So, but I'm glad they didn't because it'd be fucked up. But I thought they were going to.
That would be really weird.
It just seemed like the movie was devolving.
Talk about messed up. The part where they're like carving like the head and stuff like that, like and pulling the skin off it. That was so gross. Like that has to be like one of the grossest things I've ever seen on film. Like it was like I was like tensing up and like I did not like it whatsoever.
Yeah, like they cut
I
the
would have been like
top,
the dude that fainted.
they cut the top of the person's head, and then yeah, he like pulls it off, but the eyes are still in there, and it's just a skull, and that one dude passes out. And he was the one that was talking
Yeah,
all the
well
shit.
then he takes the hammer and starts like hammering into it too.
Ugh. I did read a funny like goof about that scene. When he cuts into the top of the person's head, and there's blood that comes out, there wouldn't be blood that came out because like when your body stops pumping the blood, like it all seeps down. 1, 2. The head was already like off of the shoulders, so all the blood would be out of it just from gravity. Like it wouldn't have stayed up there, which I thought was kind of funny because it makes the scene like way grosser. If he had did that and no blood came out, it'd be like, oh, this is like a science project. This is gross.
Yeah, exactly.
What a film.
Weird movie. Weird movie.
Super weird.
Yeah, but now we come to the point in our show where we rank the movie. And I didn't make a ranking graphic for Hulu because apparently we've only seen 2 movies on Hulu. So the 2 movies we have are at number 2, Conan the Barbarian, and number 1, Odd Thomas. Where do you think this one goes?
Ooh. I would put this one just below Odd Thomas.
I think so too. I think it's below Odd Thomas for sure.
But you're right. They are kind of similar. Like huge name actors, just a weird like little no-name movie, like just really under the radar.
Yeah, for sure. So that leaves us with Conan the Barbarian at 3, High Rise at 2, and Odd Thomas at number 1 for our Hulu rankings. Next up, we are ranking for 2021, the stacked year we've already had. If my photos would load to show me what I'm trying to show you. Let's see.
What a stacked
Okay, here we
year
go.
it's been.
2021 list. What'd you say?
I said, what a stacked year it's been. Wow.
Except the very bottom. At number 8, The Hills Have Eyes 2 remake. Number 7, Shoulder Arms. Number 6, Mile 22. Number Hercules. Number 4, Odd Thomas. Number 3, Wonder Woman 1984. Number 2, Basic Instinct. And number 1, Tenet. Ricky, where are you feeling like we should put High Rise?
Oh. It's definitely better than Mile 22, but I don't think it's better than Hercules.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Okay.
I think it goes at number 6.
Yeah.
So that would leave us with The Hills Have Eyes 2 remake at number 9, Shoulder Arms at number 8, number 7, Mile 22, and number 6 would be High Rise. So let me just put that in my notes so I don't forget it for next time.
That's what's up.
Rise. Okay. And now to the master list. The list to end all lists. Ricky, are you ready for the all-time ranking list for now available?
Wow.
At number 18, we have The Hills Have Eyes 2 remake. Number 17, Catherine Upside Down. Number 16, Shoulder Arms. Number 15, The Runner. Number 14, Mile 22. Number 13, Conan 2011. Number 12, White Mile. Number 11, Taxi Driver. Number 10, Prince of Persia. Number 9, Scoob. Number 8, Hercules. Number 7, Wonder Woman 1984. Number 6, Labyrinth. Number 5, Haunted Mansion. Number 4, Basic Instinct. Number 3, Odd Thomas. Number 2, Clue. And number 1, Tenet. Ricky, where on this list do you think that High Rise belong?
Wow, you really nailed that. Wow, that was incredible. Okay. I'm thinking number 12, right under Taxi Driver.
That's honestly exactly where I was going to put it too.
Yeah, it would seem.
Just-
Yeah, because Taxi Driver is like where the. I feel like that's where the movies start to make sense.
Mhm.
Like they're all pretty cohesive.
Yeah, I think so too. Taxi Driver's kind of like the starting point of like the
Yeah.
upper echelon of movies.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so we'll put High Rise at number 12 on our list.
Wow. Next week
So
will
for number
be
12.
the big number 20, the big 20.
Yeah.
20 episodes
So
in.
so this will leave our 19 through 10. Number 19, The Hills Have Eyes 2. Number 18, Catherine Upside Down. Number 17, Shoulder Arms. Number 16, The Runner. Number 15, Mile 22. Number 14, Conan. Number 13, Wild. Number 12, High Rise. Number 11, Taxi Driver. Now we've come to the final part of our episode where we figure out what we're going to watch next week. So we open up our roulette window here, and we will randomly choose a movie. We spin the wheel 3 times. Out of those 3 movies, we pick one movie to watch. And this week, we're turning to Disney Plus. So hopefully we end up with something good. Ricky, you ready for this?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Number 1, Partly Cloudy. Nope,
Oh,
that's
what?
only 5 minutes. We're spinning again. Christopher Robin with Ewan McGregor. Christopher Robin, Ewan McGregor. That's one of our choices.
Okay.
Next up, Winnie the Pooh. We have a theme. We clearly have a theme going on here. And then Flubber
Wow.
with Robin Williams.
Ooh.
So Ricky, what are you thinking? Christopher Robin with Ewan McGregor, Winnie the Pooh that came out in 2011, or Flubber with Robin Williams?
Oh, this is a tough one because I haven't seen the first 2. The Ian McGregor one I wanted to see, but Flubber is a fucking jam. I used to love that movie when I was a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what are you thinking?
I don't know. I feel like Flubber fits more along the list of movies that we watch here at Now Available. I feel like it's more so like in like the sense of Now Available movies.
Okay, yeah.
Like it fits our vibe.
It does fit the vibe. All right, let's go with Flubber.
We're going with Flubber for next week, everybody.
Hell
Flubber for Now Available episode. I believe that'll be episode 17 for Flubber. Now, anything else you'd like to say to the good people today, Ricky?
Wait, it's gonna be episode 17.
Next week is episode 17. Yep,
Dude, we're getting up there. Holy shit! Look at us.
we're getting up there.
The first, I was like, I saw a post. I think it was you that posted it, but it was like the first one that we did was back in like September, and that seems
It's because we took like a 2-month break or something like that halfway through it.
That seems like so fucking long ago, doesn't it? Like September doesn't even.
Does.
It's crazy. Time flies when you're having fun, people.
Yeah, it doesn't seem real. Absolutely, indeed.
Yeah. Okay, so for next week, viewer, listener, people out there, watch Flubber. Tweet me your review of it, and we will read it on the show. We're gonna do a new segment where I'm gonna go through some user generated reviews on Letterboxd, or if people send me one, I'll do that. So if you want to hear make it short. Please don't write me a fucking novel. Like, I don't want to read a whole thing. Like 1 sentence, 2 sentences. Rate it with some food. Yeah, let me know what you think. What about you? What do you got?
Yeah, so just that you should like, subscribe this video on YouTube, follow us on podcast services, give us a nice review if you'd be kind enough to do so. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at both Howard AK88 and Starroom Studios. Will give you the latest links and videos and all that sort of stuff for now available, as well as anything else I might be doing. And Ricky, where can the good folks find you at?
Find me at Ritz Khalifa on Twitter and Instagram. And I think my name on Letterboxd is Wrench, RENCH.
Okay. Well, until next time.
See you. Love you. Bye.